Okay, guys, we're back. I'm doing a series of TikTok videos today in the same outfit, no makeup, because I'm trying to give my face a break, let my skin breathe. I am also trying to get through this entire liter of water. It's cloudy, as I said in my previous videos, because there's a bunch of sodium in it. Because if I drink too much water without sodium, I get all lightheaded. It's not fun. My body cannot hold on to sodium. That is a spiel. Okay, I'm tired. I'm not getting through this as fast as I want to. Okay, it's been about an hour. I'm doing my best. We're gonna keep filming more videos until it's all gone. Okay, we're trying to depoof before the solstice, okay? But anyways, we got another TikTok for you, and it's one I've seen other people on YouTube react to. I haven't like clicked on their videos to see like what they said. I think maybe one person, but and that was like a while ago when it first came out. It came out in April 2025, so it's been about 2 months. But it's basically about before and after photos, and and obviously that's referring to weight loss. I know people will take a before photo before they've lost weight and then an after photo when they've lost all their weight. And now I have some feelings on this and I will explain them after we watch the video. We're going to watch it all the way through one time and then we'll go back and watch it again and break it down as it goes. So yeah, let's jump into it. As I always say. Okay, this is Jessica Torres. That is her TikTok handle. She's going to teach us about this topic. Let's all sit back and listen.
Don't get mad at me when I tell you this, but your before and after will not save you from being fat. I think the rise of Ozempic has made everyone so brazen and bold to talk about weight loss in such a fatphobic way. Listen, personally, I don't think it's my business, nor do I care what you do with your body and if you lose or you gain weight. But I think posting about it is damaging for you and for the people who are looking at it. I try to understand why, and then I try to put myself in your shoes. And when I look at it from the grand scheme of things, from the big general perspective, it makes sense. Of course you want to post your before and after photos. Many see it as a notable accomplishment. So of course you're posting about your weight loss. It makes sense, right? And I don't blame you. I think that wanting to be part of this thinness club is something that society is pushing us all into. And then it turns to be that maybe one of the reasons that you post this is to inspire other fat people to lose weight. But then that's where you lose me, because I thought this whole process was for you. I don't know what the point of posting it is. We can see it. We see you have gotten into a smaller body now. What ends up happening and what you're showcasing is that you went from being the oppressed to being the oppressor. And you're okay with that. Now, here's the kicker. Statistically, proven by science, not by me, so don't get mad at me, you will gain the weight back in 2 to 5 years. Now, I've met a lot of friends who have gotten multiple surgeries and have done things to lose weight. And I met them years ago, and now they're back to their original weight, or some of them are probably a little bit even bigger than they were before. Now you find yourself being back into the same body that you hated before, the one that you were claiming was the worst version of you. And I'm not here to shame or to scold anyone. I think that it's a reasonable thing to want to be part of this thinness club because society has made this the ideal place to be. We all think that thinness is where we're going to achieve self-love and careers and friendships and love, partners. And of course we all believe that, it's the long going myth of what thinness will bring to you. But I think it's more important for you to be at peace with yourself. You're a member of the Thin Club now, but remember that your membership can be revoked at any moment, and it'll push you back to the end of the line where you began, and the vicious cycle continues. I know this is a heavy topic, but I have spoken a lot more about this in depth in an essay, on my Substack, All Things Fat with Jessica Torres. So if you want to talk more about this and you want to get my full opinions, on this topic, go check out that essay. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I'm definitely gonna check out that essay. I was hopefully
Don't
it's
get mad at me.
free. Hopefully it's free, as I was saying, because I want to see what she's talking about a little more in depth. Yeah, definitely have lots of thoughts. Let's do a hot take right off the bat. There's definitely a need to sabotage others when you are in fat acceptance and you see other people losing weight. You don't want to see people losing weight, because if they can do so successfully, that means that your stance on you can be healthy at any size, that you can't lose weight sustainably, that weight loss is inevitably going to lead to weight regain, it's going to completely shatter your entire worldview. We'll get into more detail when we get to it, but those weight loss studies, they never take into account people with behaviors. The weight loss surgeries being done on people unsuccessfully never take into account people who have behaviors. You know what behaviors are? Is where people are overindulging in food due to, as graphically Alex would coin, toxic ritualistic behaviors. In other words, binge. Because getting weight loss surgery does not solve the reasons behind that emotional eating. A lot of people jumping into weight loss studies hoping it's going to do something good for them does not take into account that those behaviors often go along with outright lying and hiding the behaviors. And so when they're like, I just regained the weight and I don't know why, it's because they're hiding the behaviors of overeating. Or I should say overindulging. We don't want to say overeating because sometimes YouTube, they get really upset about that. But yeah, let's go back into it. Let's watch it again. Let's break it down as we go. I got a lot of opinions.
Don't get mad at me when I tell you this, but your before and after will not save you from being fat again.
Okay, I want to stop right there. She's right. It won't save you from becoming fat again. The only thing that can save you from becoming fat again is yourself and your own discipline and your own mental health, essentially. Because you all know the behaviors are a mental health issue. And if you don't have that in order, you're not going to be able to lose weight sustainably in a healthy manner as well. I don't really have any before photos of my heaviest weight because I was very insecure. I'll just be that. I was very insecure. And it wasn't like, oh, I don't want to take photos. It was like, I don't like the way I look. It was more like, I don't want to take a photo and post it on the internet and be like, this is what size I was, and then not lose the weight. I was terrified that I was going to jinx myself. And if I set like a bar here, that I wasn't going to meet it. And that was just more about superstition and not really like not wanting to have my photo taken because I have a lot of really terrible photos. And like there probably are some of me that are out there where I'm not the heaviest weight, but I'm definitely over 300 pounds. I've definitely shown some face photos of me that you can see from when I started my channel to now. Crazy. Go back and look at them. I'm not going to post it here. I posted enough times. Just go back and look at it. But yeah, I think I started this channel when I was 20 pounds down from my heaviest weight. So I was still like really, really huge. And so yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of before and after for myself personally, just because of that, like I said, that dumb superstition and the insecurity behind it. But if you want to do it, more power to you. It won't save you from regaining the weight. Only you can do that. But obviously my reasons for saying it are different than the ones that she's saying.
I think the rise of Ozempic has made everyone so brazen and bold to talk about weight loss in such a fatphobic way. Listen, personally, I don't think it's my business, nor do I care what you do with your body and if you lose or you gain weight. But I think posting about it is damaging for you and for the people who are looking at it. I try to understand why, and then I try to put myself in your shoes. And when I look at it from the grand scheme of things, from the big general perspective, it makes sense. Of course, you want to post your before and after photo. Many see it as a notable accomplishment. So, of course, you're posting about your weight loss.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a notable accomplishment. And that's basically why I do it too, trying to find this video here. Trying to change the screen. But I think it's so funny, like they love the gaslight with the same sentence. It's kind of crazy. She's like, it's none of my business, but you're harming me at the same time. It's like you can be one or the other. Either it's none of your business or somebody's actively harming you and others. But I definitely think people should be allowed to do whatever they want to do. And if you don't like it, just they get off the internet. I'm so tired of people like trying to police the internet and be like, we shouldn't have this because it makes me feel bad about myself. And it's if you don't like it, block it, get off the internet, mute those words. Like there's so many things and so many options you have available to you in order to avoid people hurting your feelings. And they never want to take that avenue. They just want to ban it outright, or they want to like shame you into stop doing it.
It makes sense, right? And I don't blame you. I think that wanting to be part of this thinness club is something that society is pushing us all into. And then it turns to be that maybe one of the reasons that you post this is to inspire other fat people to lose weight. But then that's where you lose me, because I thought this whole process was for you. I don't know what the point of posting it is. We can see it.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is for you, but there are a lot of people who are also trying to lose weight. Losing weight is aspirational, and they're saying like, hey, I can do it, you can do it too. It can be both. It's for yourself, but you can also be an inspiration to others regardless. Like, I don't know if I've inspired any of you guys. You guys have definitely inspired me. I'll see you all in the comments. Like, I lost 200 pounds. I lost 60 pounds. I'm like, oh, I want to be you. I just want to be you. I want to lose 60 more pounds. And so I'm always happy to have you guys here and you keep me motivated. Like, yeah, you guys kept it off sustainably. And that's wonderful because you're proving the point that you can actually do that, right? And I'm just trying to do it publicly, right? I'm doing it publicly. I'm on YouTube. I like to talk. That's basically the extent of it. Trying to show that you can do this because like you'll have people, I always bring Alex up all the time. It's because he's one of my best friends. But basically, Alex is doing it from point of view of you can have these behaviors that we've talked about, and you can still lose weight. You can overcome those things and you can do it sustainably. And he breaks down, what those behaviors look like. And I'm doing it for the medical side of things. I don't have those behaviors, right? Like I had all these medical issues and I am now losing weight sustainably. It can be done. There are so many excuses for why you can gain weight, but there's also your personal responsibility and you can still lose weight. I do think, though, if you see people doing it publicly, it does counteract this narrative because if it were up to these fat activists, they would just have everybody fat with them. They really want to like level the playing field.
We see you have gotten into a smaller body now. What ends up happening and what you're showcasing is that you went from being the oppressed to being the oppressor. I'm okay with that.
I'm the oppressor. I'm oppressing you because I've lost weight. she's also saying, like, and you're okay with that. You're okay with being a bad person who oppresses others. Can you believe it? Look at my face. My face is so shiny right now. I'm not like sweaty or anything. It's just lotion. The lotion's like seeping in. But yeah, how do you guys feel about being oppressors? Are you happy with yourselves? Are you okay with it like she claims that you are? Is she full of shit when she says this? She probably is.
Now, here's the kicker. Statistically, proven by science, not by me, so don't get mad at me, you will gain the weight back in 2 to 5 years. Now, I've met a lot of friends who have gotten multiple surgeries and have done things to lose weight. And I met them years ago, and now they're back to their original weight, or some of them are probably a little bit even bigger than they were before.
Okay, guys, I want a poll in the comments. Have you lost weight sustainably? And we're going to do at least 30 plus pounds. Let me know how much weight you've lost if it's 30 plus pounds, even more so if it's 100 plus pounds. And have you kept it off for longer than 5 years? If so, let me know down below in the comments, and let's do a chain of people who have. And tell me also if you've lost weight and regained weight, okay? I'm one of those people who I lost at one point 85 pounds and I regained it, and I regained more than it was. That's a whole ass story, okay? And that had to do with a lot of medical issues and also very poor medical care. Now, a lot of times, as I said, when people are regaining this weight, it's because they're losing it in very unhealthy ways and they're regaining it in very unhealthy ways as well. It's because they have those behaviors, right? Even if they don't have those behaviors, they're losing the weight in a very unhealthy way, and then their body is like craving certain macros, and so they just end up overeating regardless. But yeah, those studies, the more people tell me about them, it seems like there's like 1 or 2 studies, and they like to cherry pick which ones about weight loss they want to follow. Those studies don't even take into account, like I said, those behaviors where you are more prone to regaining weight. And this is, as I said, because you're not always telling the truth about how much you're eating, because the only way that we know you can gain weight is by overeating. It sucks, it has to be said.
Now you find yourself being back into the same body that you hated before, the one that you were claiming was the worst version of you. And I'm not here to shame or to scold anyone. I think that it's a reasonable thing to want to be part of this thinness club because society has made this the ideal place to be. We all think that thinness is where we're going to achieve self-love and careers and friendships and love.
That's interesting, the way that she phrased that, where she was like, the worst version of yourself. Because I wouldn't think that me being significantly overweight, I would never describe it as the worst version of myself. I would describe it as the unhealthiest version of myself for sure. I'm still the same person. My morals and values haven't changed. And it's like, what are you defining as bad here? And who's actually saying, oh, this is the worst version of myself? I think they like to put words in people's mouths because that's how they see themselves and they're projecting. And also, it's funny that she's bringing up this thinness club as well, because they really want to focus on society. They struggle to see how anybody can hold a differing worldview, and that you have so many people who are big who insist that society doesn't see them differently for them being larger. Like, you can't control how individuals see you. You're always going to have people who are going to see you as less than for whatever reason, whether you're a man or a woman or whatever your weight is or whatever your race is. There's just going to be a multitude of reasons why an individual is not going to like you for whatever reason, or going to have an opinion on you for whatever reason. You can't control those things. But if you look at society as a whole and like what you have access to, it's like, never have I had an issue in school because of my weight. And I was at my near my heaviest weight when I was in school. Same thing with a job. I was at my heaviest weight when I was working in person. There was nothing that made it worse for me because of my weight or how people saw me or how they treated me or took what I said with less respect or like didn't listen to me. You know what I mean, right? I mean, there's people out there who probably could think I'm dumber because of the way that I talk. I have a close to Valley Girl accent. It's fading a lot, but I'm from California. I'm blonde. You know, there's other reasons people can decide to disrespect, the things that I say. Whatever. I can't control that, right? They are so convinced though that there is this massive thin privilege. Like, I want to know, guys, if you've lost a significant amount of weight, maybe people, you might perceive them as being nicer to you. Here's the thing, I have a theory about this, because you can perceive people being cold to you, but what were you like before then? Now, here's the thing, is I'm an extremely extroverted person. I'm a very sociable person. I get along with everybody, okay? I'll put it this way. This is how well I get along with people. I get my nails done, as you can see, a lot, right? Well, for my birthday, you know what my nail tech did for me? She baked me a birthday cake. It was fantastic. I'll put a picture right here. This is the cake that she made. I'm not sure if she actually got it from a bakery or whatever. I feel like she made it because it looks, not that it looks homemade, it looks professional, but she is like a designer. She has a degree in graphic design and she just does nail tech stuff. So she's she's like really good at decorating. But that's what I'm talking about, being very sociable. I'm a very sociable, open person. I make friends very easily. I make friends with people who do services for me, who then will just bake me a freaking cake for my birthday, right? Like that's how I get along with people. That's just who I am. So people are generally more open to me because I'm a very open person. Now, a lot of people who are significantly overweight have a lot of self-perception issues. They lack confidence a lot of times. They don't understand the energy that they're putting out in the world. If you're very introverted and you feel bad about yourself, you're putting that energy out there. People are going to respond to that energy. If you're putting out happy, light, good energy, people respond well to that. And so I don't think it's a society thing. I really think it's you as a person. And I'm sorry to say that, because then it means it's something that you can control, and you have to really look inward and be like, gee, what am I doing that's making people like treat me poorly? Maybe it's because you're putting something out there that people are not responding to.
Partners. And of course we all believe that, it's the long going myth of what thinness will bring to you. But I think it's more important for you to be at peace.
Yeah, and I said that before, guys. The one thing I actually agree with that is I do think your dating options improve when you're at a lower weight, but that's more of a biological process. Like, people have just evolved to be attracted to healthier individuals, and that's not something you can help. Of course, that's not true for everybody. Everybody has their own tastes and things. There's always exceptions to the rule. I'm just talking about averages.
With yourself. You're a member of the Thin Club now, but remember that your membership can be revoked at any moment, and it'll push you.
Okay, that's another thing that's kind of like BS. It can be revoked at any moment. It takes time to gain weight, okay? Nobody's gaining 100 pounds overnight. Just like there's no magic pill to lose 100 pounds overnight, there's no magic pill to gain 100 pounds overnight. Think about how many excess calories you have to be eating just to gain 2 extra pounds per week. You have to eat in excess 1,000 extra calories per day on top of how many calories you need to gain 2 pounds per week. And then that's gaining 100 pounds in a year. That would be a year of gaining 100 pounds. It's not going to be revoked at any time. It's going to be a conscious choice that you're making every single day. Now, once again, it might be that you have a hormonal issue and you're overindulging somewhat 250 to 500 calories extra per day, and you are gaining a pound, getting 50 pounds in a year, and you're trying to get those medical issues worked out. It's a little bit different because you're going to be actually hungry, and therefore you're overeating because you're hungry, not for any kind of emotional issues or overindulgence issues. But even then, it's, you can go to a doctor, you can get help, you can figure things out. I'm here to try to help you figure it out, because I had such a hard time figuring it out. It took me like 10 to 15 years to get that figured out for myself. And so I don't want anybody else to go through that. I'm here to help you in that regard. Like, if you're having those issues, let me know, because I can talk to you in the comments and I can see like, this is what I did, and this is the help that I needed, and the medication that I took, and ask your doctor about it, etc. I'm not going to give you any health advice about what medication you should take. But I have no problem telling what medication I take. I don't take any weight loss medication. That's not what I meant. I mean, I take thyroid medication, I take migraine medication, and things like that. That's basically it. Oh, and I get B12 shots because my body can't digest B12 for whatever reason.
You're back to the end of the line where you began, and the vicious cycle continues. I know this is a heavy topic, but I have spoken a lot more about this in depth in an essay on my Substack, All Things That with Just a Guitarist. So if you want to talk more about this and you want to get my full opinions on this topic, go check out that essay. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Okay, guys, what do you think of that video? And yeah, I do want to check out that article. I'll see if it's free, and maybe we can read it together sometime after I do my next, whatever videos. This is number 4 I'm filming right now. So yeah, we'll just have to look into it and see if it's anything worth reading. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? I personally, in my personal opinion, think that this is another case of somebody who is not well intentioned. They need to gaslight and control you in order to make their own worldview fit. Because if you can lose weight sustainably, it means that they can too, and then everything that they believe in, their worldview is completely shattered. And that's basically the gist of it, right? It's all about control. At the end of the day, it's about control. And because they can't control themselves, they have to control you. Yep. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think about this video? And I will chat with you later.